Hey everyone, this is Luke again, and welcome back to yet another Ninjago video onto the channel today. Now, I've pretty much covered what needs to be covered about Crystalized, especially since it's not really going to come, at least not until October. I heard earlier dates, but so far from what I've seen, they've all been proven to be fake, so I'm just going to trust the October date. We're not going to get until early October, and whatever. So at least I could, do some of my other content in the way. Meanwhile, this is going to be the last crystallized video centric video that I make in a while. Hopefully until after the crystallized ends. And that is basically there is a brand new shot, a brand new image of Harumi seemingly within Seabound. She was there all along, with one of those Chinese conical hats. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, a conical hat. And she was there in the shadows, just waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. But it makes me a little bit worried, because I know how much of a fan favorite character Harumi is. I may not be a fan of her, but I know a lot of my viewers and subscribers are fans of her. And what I'm worried about is that they're not going to explain how she just came back. Or the explanation will seem very half-assed, It'll seem like it'll fill in some details, but it'll, not answer the crucial bits. You know what I mean? Like, how did she survive the building falling on her if this is the real Harumi? Because it could do what Prime Empire did. It'd be another fake, and this instead being controlled by the Crystal King, who is most likely who is the Overlord now. So they could do one of those pawn things, but the fact that all the other villains besides Mr. F were alive, they were not dead and basically rise from the grave, because that would be way too similar to Day of the Departed then, because it has a lot of Day of the Departed vibes, Crystalized does. It would only make sense for Harumi to survive that fall if everyone else is alive. And besides, Mr. F doesn't count because he's a robot. He can be rebuilt. He doesn't really count. So, I'm just worried they're going to say, oh, she's back, and that's it, basically. They're just going to bring her back for the sake of it. Basically, I mentioned this a couple videos back, where I'm worried that they're just going to introduce a bunch of fan service for the sake of introducing a bunch of fan service, and that's it. They're not going to explain it. They're just going to do it for the sake of it. And to me, that is not the way to go. You need to explain how these things got there. You don't just bring them up there and then just not explain how they're there. I'm pretty sure that's a literary principle. What's it called? Chekhov's gun. That's it. Named after Russian playwright Anton Chekhov. Where basically this principle states that if you bring a certain detail into a story, let's say in Act 1, then it must be fulfilled, or there must be a payoff within the next couple of acts, otherwise, why even bother it? He compared it to putting a gun on a shelf. Let's say you put it in Act 1. It's a detail. Now, this gun must be fired in Act 2 or 3, otherwise, what's the point of even putting it there in the first place? It's essentially saying, what's the point in adding in these hidden details if they don't matter in the grand scheme of things? So that's what I'm worried about, is that this Harumi being brought back is not going to matter, really. And honestly, this would only detriment the character even further than it kind of sort of already is right now, because like with Nia, the writers are taking a huge risk by bringing her back, knowing her story. And unless they could do some act of God writing with her, which I'm not sure if they're capable of that. Now, I know I seem distrustworthy, but I think that, I don't know, I'm just concerned with the way they're gonna choose to write her. I'm concerned with the direction. Um, so with that in mind, I think this is why I think you should be worried about Harumi being brought back. Speaking of, let's go back to where she was in Seabound. So she was apparently in Seabound the entire time. Um, so yeah. I know I kind of rambled on a little bit, and well, that's kind of what happens in my videos. You kind of have to expect it at this point. But anyways, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Are you a little bit nervous with Harumi being brought back for the sake of being brought back, or do you think there is a genuine reason the writers wanted her back? Or what? Let me rephrase it. Do you think that the writers will give her a good reason to justify her returning? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click on the red subscribe button, and click on the notification bell to receive every video that I will upload. And I'll see you folks in the next video. Bye bye!